Is this working?
Let's start out first by, what's your name?
My name is Mr. Bob.
And how long have you been doing contract killing?
Well, about 10 or 15 years. About 10 or 15 years.
And can you tell us about your first kill?
My first one was pretty inexperienced and messy. I used a handed-down shotgun, and that's all I had, so... Yeah, I learned real quick that was not I needed to invest in something more efficient.
And what types of guns do you use now?
I favor the 9mm. It's a larger bullet and isn't as messy. I don't have to do as many shots, and sometimes I use a 22, just depending on the circumstance. I have been known to use a knife now and then, and just depending on the situation, how it calls.
Can you tell us why you hired Mr. Bob?
I had this friend, and, well, he's an ex-friend, but, he had stolen $2 from me, and I wanted my $2, and he wouldn't give me my $2 back, so I figured I'd just have him killed.
Wouldn't it have just been cheaper to just take a loss on the $2?
Huh, I guess I never really thought about it. I guess that would make sense. But then again, well, I think it's just the principle of it all.
Can you tell us about the process after you've been hired?
That's the most unexciting part to me. Most of that's invisible, actually. I do a lot of gathering of intel, seeing, their comings and goings, watch their home a lot, and see patterns. When they're not at home, I'll break into the home. It usually involves a lot of tedious, long surveillance type things. I do some following and see their patterns and see when they deviate from their patterns.
Can you tell us how you choose which method to use on your victims as far as killings?
I just ask the client what they would prefer, and they usually have an idea.
What kind of things have you done?
Strangulation, a couple of fires, burning, explosives in vehicles. That tends to be a big show, but that leaves the less evidence behind.
Can you tell us why you hired Mr. Bob to kill your husband?
I hired Mr. Bob because my husband was cheating on me. He hurt me real bad, and I just wanted to see him hurt.
And how did you have him killed?
With a knife. That just seemed like the most fitting way.
The victims that you kill, other than explosions, how do you deal with disposal of the body?
More times than not, I just put them in the trunk of their own vehicle and drive it off a bridge. I mean, the burn victims, they take care of themselves, so they haven't been a problem. But if there's a body to dispose of, normally it's in the vehicle of their own, or the trunk of their own vehicle.
Are there any lines that you wouldn't cross?
No women and children. I decided that at some point I needed to have some guidelines and rules to live by, and that was one of them, women and children. But the more I'm into it, and, if the money was right, I probably would, to be honest.
Alright, I guess that's all the questions I have for now. Thanks for your time, Mr. Bob.
My pleasure. You agreed not to show my face! You agreed not to show my face!